Chris, welcome again. It's I, James Adair, from the PDX Home Loan team here in Portland, Oregon, and welcome, as always, to another weekly installment of the Equity Accelerator podcast, where we break down ideas all around the real estate industry, the mortgage industry, how to get the most out of owning a house, personal finance. What haven't we talked about, really? But today, I'm excited because we're talking really about some nuts and bolts real estate business insider stuff. So this one's for the real estate industry. And we were talking a little bit ago about client conversion and how sort of scientifically focused we've become here at our branch on client conversion. We track all of our numbers every day. So I track 6 metrics every day that we're tracking. And one of them is how many pre-qual conversations we had, which is sort of like it's like the basic, hey, I heard, it's like the first conversation I have with someone that I try to figure out if they can or should get a mortgage. We're having an actual mortgage conversation and they're interested in maybe buying, right? That's a pre-qual conversation. And then we have, we turn that into a loan application. So it's like, what if we determine, maybe there's something here, we should take the next step. How many of those conversations convert to application? How many of those applications convert to, a submitted loan, be it a refi or a purchase, someone they finally, get something under contract, and how many of those submitted loans go to close? So I'm tracking because every one of those steps, there's an opportunity for fallout, right?
Yeah. And conversion. So, there's some conversion from every step to the next step.
Exactly. You have to convert and convert and convert again, and keep converting until you cannot convert anymore. And then they become a client, then they become a family that you've done business with. And then you have to convert them again to have a repeat client, right? So it never ends. But really looking at tracking, and then we're looking at where can we improve. Right.
So frame this for me for a second, just in the bigger picture of I'm a real estate agent. I have options when it comes to lenders. A lot of times I'll even let my clients pick the lender, and I just will go with whatever they have. How does that bite me in the butt in the process? Doesn't every lender kind of like work on conversion? Why is this different?
I don't think they track it every day in the way that we do, and really have zeroed in on how to improve that conversion piece. I mean, there's how do you convert more opportunities out of the conversations you're already having? And then also the second piece is how do you have more conversations, right? So those are the two things that we can do as a lender or as a real estate agent to move the needle on your actual financial outcome. And so that's what I'm focused on every day with my real estate partners, is how can I get more people in front of them, and how, if they put someone in front of me, how can I make sure that turns into closed business and repeat business and referral business, right? So I'm trying to, maybe they send someone to me and they close the loan. And if they didn't send them to me, they would have gone somewhere else and they would have closed the loan. And from their perspective, it's like, hey, it's not that big of a deal. It just doesn't matter.
Right.
But that other lender that they sent them to is highly likely not scaled up, maybe not even local, not scaled up to find opportunities from that piece of business in the future, how to put them into your follow-up system. How do you put them into your lead conversion system? We've kind of branded one of our conversion systems called the buyer retrieval system. And that's mainly because most real estate agents are not great at follow-up.
Yeah.
And I'm constantly trying to improve my follow-up as well. I mean, you can always be better at follow-up. Follow-up is really, it's the hard work of sales, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, you might have 600 people in your past client database. And, the scary thing is like 10 of them every month are doing something, but not all 10 of them are in touch with us, right? How do we make sure that we're providing enough value and engaged in a meaningful way with them so that we're in that conversation whenever it occurs? But the buyer retrieval system is for that more long-term conversation. If a real estate agent has a great open house, maybe they end up with 10 names and numbers of people that came through that are interested in real estate at some point. Maybe one of those names becomes a client for that realtor to actually like, okay, we're engaged. We're buying a house in the next couple months. This is happening, but there's 9 other names and numbers. What do you do with those? Right. And so we have the buyer retrieval system where, we're giving them a certain sequence of touches. First, we figure out like, okay, first we make contact and we find out what's the opportunity. When are you looking to do something? And if they're like, oh, I don't know, we're just curious. Then we have something where we're like, hey, we're the lender. We can adopt your mortgage. If no one's paying attention to your mortgage, we'll adopt it. We'll track it for you. And, we'll check in with you at least once a year and provide value for you that way. And then when we're having conversation, but in reality, we're talking to them twice a year. Yeah. And we are looking for opportunities. Who else do you know that could benefit from this kind of thing? Oh, you met me because, and I know how they met me. You went to an open house because of Chris's open house, and I'm part of Chris's service. So if you're ever thinking about real estate, like make sure you loop me in and you loop Chris in. So I'm always trying to connect those dots for people and make it valuable. And my mission is basically to get at least one piece of business per year from everybody in my database. One way or the other.
Yeah. Like if I had to restate what I just heard you say, if I were a real estate agent listening to this, what I just heard was that you actually can be part of my follow-up team.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's all,
that's amazing.
Systematic. I mean, goes into, it's part of it is just a CRM. A lot of it's automated, but it automates tasks for the team as well. So they get automated. They get a couple of texts every year. They get a couple emails every year, and then they get a couple phone calls every year. And we just go down every day. The team logs in, like, what are the tasks for the day? And you just kind of bang them out.
Yeah. How do you track that it was me, that I was the source as the agent? It was my open house.
If you click when you're opening up the task, it has it in the notes.
Got it.
Yeah, it says like referred by, and it's all it's right there. And the little script is there, so we can just plug and play. So it's really just a combination of touch and scripts, but also making sure that we ask a few questions and that we're qualifying them so that this is we don't want to bother them. We want to show up as oh, this is my real estate guy. He's calling me about, hey, I'm following up. You had a question about this. I'm calling you back because I have an answer on that now or whatever. Right. So you're trying to look for ways to bring value.
Did you ever, I'm going to butcher the stat, but that's okay. You'll get the idea. NAR had a stat that this was from a couple years ago, but when they polled home buyers and sellers, I want to say like the number of people who said they would definitely use their agent again was like somewhere between 60 and 80%. So that's a big swing, right? But it was really high. Yeah, really high. So in bottom line, it was really high. And then when they actually saw like how many actually used the agent they'd used before, it was really low. Really high, said they would, really low actually did. And I think that's primarily because of follow-up, because the industry is not great at follow-up.
It's not good at follow-up. And I think these relationships they're easy to break. They're thin, there's not a lot of bonds, particularly if you're like on a big team and have a lot of, I have 10,000 people in my database or whatever. It's like, how can you have relationships with that many people? You can't. But they may have had a great experience with you and they're like, yeah, I'd use them again. But then when it comes time to actually take action, it's, oh, well, my cousin's in real estate now, and I just saw him at the barbecue. I actually have a relationship with him. We're talking about real estate, and now I've just signed with him because, like, hey, it doesn't matter. This is just easier. People just do what's easier.
Yeah. Right.
So you have to not only have to be valuable, but it has to be clear on how to make it easy to do business with you. Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, it's so easy to stumble into LendingTree or like say, I'm interested in this house on Zillow, click, and then just you're getting 3 phone calls,
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's so good. So your buyer retrieval system is something that agents can use. They can partner with you on, and you sort of, it's not abdicating their own need for follow-up, but you also follow up, which increases the
Right,
likelihood
exactly.
of
I'm
conversion.
also following up, and I'm trying to have value-added conversations with people about credit, about saving, particularly if they're like long-term. I don't know, I haven't saved enough money. I'm like, hey, look, you can get plugged in with the financial wellness team. We can give you budgeting tips. We can give you credit advice. We have systems in place to be really meaningful. And is no cost. And it's just right. I'm always looking for it. The reason I do this is to be valuable to real estate agents, to be valuable to their clients, so that they want to keep referring business to us, and that we can, I don't want them to refer business to us because I'm a nice guy. Even though I am a nice guy, but I want them to refer a business to us because we make it easier for them to do more business and make more money. That's my mission, right?
Yeah. So good. I love it. Any last minute thoughts on client conversion and the buyer retrieval system?
It's just the holy grail. There's no secret sauce to it. But it is something that I think a lot of people say they do, but we're actually doing it here. And it's definitely starting to get some traction.
And you have systems behind it. It's not just that you follow up; it's that you have systems for follow up. And that's
right. It's not even just me,
different.
Right? It's my system. It's my production partner does a lot of the day-to-day on this. But when they pull out, hey, this person is actually ready to do something. They said they weren't. We just had that happen last week. We pulled a couple people out of the fog that we hadn't heard from in a while, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm ready to go again." Yep. Okay, let's go. Well, who are you talking to? Let's put you back in touch with that agent. Let's strap in.
I love it. That partnered with the other things you do, like active equity management, and some of the other systems tools you have for agents, that partner with you, sounds worthy of a conversation. If people want to reach out to you and talk to you about the different ways you can sort of support them in growing their business, how do they connect with you?
Oh man, I would love it. If you're a real estate agent and this sounds like something that would be meaningful for you, please reach out. You can find me at pdxhomeloan.com. It's got my phone number. My email is just james@pdxhomeloan.com. And we can talk about onboarding some of your client data in a way that will turn into more transactions for you. That's what I want.
Love it. So good. pdxhomeloan.com. Perfect. James, good stuff today, man. Thank you. I look forward to our next conversation for the Equity Accelerator. Until then, take care.
Peace. Thanks, Chris.